Hey, comrade, morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
All right. Well, it has been a cool couple weeks. The struggle continues,
Indeed.
Yeah, we still haven't gotten where we want to get yet, but we still next Sunday the guys are gonna come by to finish up this stuff. But nevertheless, I'm here. You're here. I send the link out to the people on the other end, Toro and those guys, so I don't see them yet. So we're gonna continue our regular programming. Yeah, we just run 2 hours here and then
high style flavors. We need a villager, Sassan Slim. We need a villager, Sassan. Mami oh mama, high style flavors from the canna. Oh mama, flavors that we never in wonder. High style flavors. Best I say, the best I say, the best I say. Island taste and spices. Best I say, the best I say, the best I say. Garlic oil and vegan pesto. I telling you that's the way to go. Hot sauce on the green seasoning. Flavors that will have your morning. Strictly organic so it's healthy. That will make your food so tasty. Vitamin D, calcium and iron. #1 seasoning on the island. Five-side flavors. Please contact us at 347-697-4020.
Some people say Grenada is like a dot over an I. But I say we're little and we Talawa. It's the island, it's the spices, it's my birthplace. It's the land and strength of our people. It's the mountains, it's the ocean and
Good morning,
Who,
comrade. How you?
who produces a video? Who produces a video?
I don't know who produces some guy in Grenada.
Okay.
Yeah.
She does really nice videos, man.
This guy, I think his name is I think he's a kind of a co-production guy named Mexi Lewis, the messenger.
Oh, I know Maxi.
Right. So he and his wife and a couple of people put that video together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's selling strong sister, you know that, right?
That's his sister-in-law.
Yeah, that's Lincoln's strong wife.
Okay.
Yeah, she married to Lincoln. Yeah. So yeah. How you been keeping, man?
I'm hanging in there, man. Taking it easy.
So Chump is chomping up in the Saturday, man. Oh,
This man has lost his mind.
uh, he's doing a lot of stuff, getting the populists on their feet. You know, can't stop.
Man has
Yeah.
lost his mind.
Yeah. So tell me, good morning
And
again to you, and welcome back to
and
Gemfm.
he's going to become more desperate as this thing
Pile ups, eh?
with the one as a downturn in the economy
Mm.
and the all the issues surrounding the release of Zepton funds.
Yes, but you authorize it, no? Also,
And no, that's a that. So there's a thing in politics. They say it's better to lead the parade than to get run over by the parade. So he realized that he was going to lose the vote in Congress.
uh,
So he said, "Okay, go ahead, vote."
go
And
ahead.
then they announced an investigation into other people. But uh,
Mm.
everybody knows, everybody knows that his name is on the list.
Right.
But he's investigating the other people's name on the list.
Mm.
According to the law,
Yeah.
when there's an open criminal investigation, you cannot release information to the public.
Right.
So that's what they. So it's playing chicken. He doesn't
Oh.
really want to release, but I think that the public is going to become so overwhelmingly in favor of this that he will not have an option.
Okay.
I guarantee this man is having sleepless nights.
Mm.
You know?
You might kind of muffling a little bit. Help me here.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. I think it sounds better now. Much better. Yeah. So I have a couple of things I want to talk about. Peter and I'm supposed to be here this morning. I sent Lincoln the link. I sent Calliste the link so they can share it to them. I haven't seen them yet, but I had Dr. Justin P on last night and we in a prayer. I was in the mall yesterday.
Let me hold 1 second. Hold 1 second.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do this.
High style flavors. Grenada in Asia. Grenada in Asia. Sasson season. Mami oh mama. High style flavors from the canna. Mami oh mama. Flavors of Grenada in one jar. High style flavors.
Best I say, the best I say, the best I say.
Island taste and spices.
Best I say, the best I say, the best I say.
Garlic oil and vegan pesto. I telling you that's the way to go. Hot sauce on the green seasoning. Flavor that will have you balling. Strictly organic so it's healthy. That will make your food so tasty. Vitamin D, calcium and iron. #1 seasoning on the island. Spice oil flavors. Please contact us at 347-697-4020.
Yes. I'm not hearing your audio.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Dr. Pierre, I was reading the New Today, and Dr. Pierre seems to be coming under some fire from the New Today and others. They're digging up his portfolio and his credibility and stuff like that. So he issued a warning letter. I think it's more like not even a warning letter anymore. It's a statement that are going to sue you. Kind of if you persist and digging up my information for malicious reasons, and also the university to not release documentation on him as well. So he was here last night, and he said that.
But didn't the university release a statement?
I didn't see the statement from the university, but I spoke to him last night, and he said that he gonna could proceed with the lawsuit. Yeah.
I don't understand why we think it's okay to destroy our own people.
I don't understand that either.
Okay, whether you like his number, okay, when he produced his numbers in 2022, you know,
Yes.
and he turned out to be 100% accurate, everybody was giving
happy,
it,
right?
all right? Nobody questioned his credibility.
Right.
When you look at the poll now, there's a lot of truth in what he revealed. And the idea that people are saying that he was not on the ground, say, you don't have to be on the ground to do a poll.
Yeah. Because all the guy Wickham was not in Grenada.
You don't have to be on the ground. You think when the big polling companies, the Pew does polling worldwide. You think they send people worldwide? Their methodology in place to poll people.
Right.
You know? So you can conduct a poll from Canada, from the United States, from London, from wherever in the world. You don't have to be on the ground. I suspect being on the ground makes people feel comfortable because they're not accustomed to, polling as a regular part of our political process.
Right.
But there's polling going on every day. Big companies are polling. Governments are polling. Community-based organizations and NGOs are polling. And 99% of the time, they're not physically on the ground. They're using, different algorithms that are now available to the kind of results. So yeah, I don't see why people think if you disagree, then you disagree. Fine.
Yes.
But you want to destroy him on nonsense?
Yeah, I think the media go way off the guy. I think he gone way off his rockers with doing this. And I think, like he said last night, he was interviewed without his consent. The guy was recording him without his consent. Again, so that another issue that he have with him too, right? So that, among other things, he'll be handling with them and that as well. But he also predicting that St. Vincent, that Ralph going to win the election again in St. Vincent.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so that's a biggie for them as well.
So Ralph knows how to win because what Ralph has done is concentrate his campaign in his base area, and he probably wins with one or two more seats. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I've been watching a lot of stuff, and like I was saying last night, I see right around do this calling poll. I never saw that, right? Who in favor of Ralph, who in favor of the opposition leader, and stuff like that. And the opposition leader comes out way ahead of Ralph, right? But I don't know
that's not scientific polling.
I don't know if I could gauge that because people could be from Grenada and they don't like Ralph, right?
That's a Trump poll.
Yeah. because
Yeah, you can't do those things
it's
are not considered credible.
yeah. So, but however, it's not credible. But can that swing voters though? Give voters an edge. Say, well, I think this guy gonna win based on popularity. That is because what the poll is saying. Would
Yeah,
not have
but
an effect.
it could also have the opposite effect.
Mm.
It could motivate your base to come out and defend you.
Come out and start doing
Yeah.
more work. So you say, hey, we have to do more work now on the ground, right? More boots on the ground, more touching the people, go meeting the people too.
Yeah, listen.
Mm,
If Ralph knows how to win election,
mm,
but he's running up against fatigue.
mm.
Okay, people he's been in power for a long time, and so that's always a concern. But I think, given the current political climate in the Caribbean,
Mm.
that might help him. So people would probably want an experienced, steady hand at the wheel.
Right.
You know?
And given what's going on in the Caribbean right now, this
Yes,
on a peace thing that
yes.
plays into his favor, right?
And he's considered an elder statesman in the Caribbean.
Mm.
I mean, he has his problems. I think he's been in office too long, but that's for the people of St. Vincent to
To
decide.
determine, yeah.
Yeah.
I can say we can't determine who will be in power
Yeah.
in the United States at any given time. And same with St. Vincent. Now, the question about Grenada position right now, in terms of the US request, that still have not been addressed in any big way. How long do you see that playing out for though?
Well, I think the Prime Minister is playing it right. He has all the time to go.
You're pretty right.
There's
And
chaos in the United States,
mm,
so there's no need for him to rush a decision.
right.
And since the opposition decided not to show
Sure.
in Parliament,
Mm,
I think he probably should call another special session of Parliament to discuss the issue,
mm, mm,
and make sure this time all the proper notifications have gone out.
right.
I mean, he does have a quorum in Parliament, so he doesn't need them for Parliament to have a legal sitting.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to get them on the record.
When the former prime minister is saying that he's not consulted, he wasn't consulted on matters as relates to the base, using the base and other things.
But how does he want? How would he like to be consulted?
And on top of that, but remember he said in his own words, 2 male crab can live in the same hole, right? When Tima offered help during the crisis.
Exactly.
Right? So how hypocritical is that now?
His consultation is to attend Parliament.
Yeah, that's what it should be, right?
Yes.
That's where all of this discussion will be taking place.
Yeah.
And I'm going through this stuff so we could probably get a kind of a understand of what's happening in Grenada. And the other thing that's coming up is that the transportation for the MPs, the constituency transportation issue.
Why is this a controversy?
Why are we making? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why are they making that?
We had transportation assigned to constituency work during the revolution. Is that a new concept? That's not a new concept.
It's not new, and it's a reintroduction. That's my point.
That? I remember St. Patrick's. We had, I think, 2 or 3 vehicles assigned for political and constituency work in St. Patrick's.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. So the same is happening now under this political parliamentary style democracy, and Delbert, the thing about it is, these people sign up and agree for it. Not a secret, like the government just doing it, and not just in not an NDC vehicle, it's a government of Grenada vehicle.
Exactly.
So it's the people.
I do think they bought the wrong vehicles though.
Yeah, but decided buying the wrong vehicle. The agreement was signed and sealed by both parties.
Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, but this is a non-issue.
So
This,
why are they making a fuss?
because
Why did they,
Dr. Mitchell is a petty, vindictive, malicious man. That's
because he
it.
said, okay, to me, one of the most petty thing he said is that when I sell a vehicle and give the money to the people, they consider how far could $190,000 go in the community?
Um, that that is stupid beyond. It is so stupid that it's not worth a response.
So I want to figure out
Okay.
that because I can understand why he would say such a thing as an elder statesman, so that's quote unquote, and a seasoned politician, been there for 20 something years,
Yeah.
would make such a statement.
Yeah. Listen, the only thing fueling Dr. Mitchell now is rage and jealousy. Okay. He's jealous of the current prime minister. He's jealous of the worldwide attention that he's getting. He's jealous of the progress that he know progress. He knows that progress has been made in Canada. He knows that. He's not stupid. Okay.
Right.
And the prime minister has a 70% approval rating. There are leaders around the world who would sell their firstborn child to have that rating. Okay? So that's powerful. So that's what's fueling Dr. Mitchell. Rage, jealousy, and his generally vindictive, malicious personality.
Right.
There's nothing else.
So I mean, I try to make this make sense, right? Because at the end of the day, you have people who sign up to this whole thing, and then you have now the same people who sign up are trying to say no, I don't want it.
But I think
they give me $10,000 and they complain about I come for everything.
Yeah, well, that's what accountability is.
Exactly, you have to account. You can't spend it on yourself.
Yeah.
They want a receipt. They want invoices. They want everything. That's accountability. You see, they never been held to a standard. Yes, before. So now they've been held at a standard.
But I think didn't some MPs accept the call?
I don't know if all of them did, because I don't hear Edmund complain. I didn't see her make a big clap about it when the former Prime Minister make his statement about it in Parliament. She didn't really, like, everybody else making a clap.
I think I saw something where they said 3 of them accepted it.
Peter did not reject his. He didn't publicly state reject anything like that either. So my thing is, okay, like people say, don't give it to them. If you don't want it, don't give it to them. But it's not for them. It's for the people's use.
Well, the vehicle is assigned to the parliamentary office for that district.
Yes. Right.
So,
if
the representative who is supposed to be in charge of that district, because I assume that it's not going to be that person driving the vehicle,
right?
But that they would find a driver or drivers, whether it's going to be somebody who is going to be employed, or whether it's going to be people who are trained and authorized to use the vehicle at specific time. Those things can be worked out. But I don't think the vehicle necessarily is going to be assigned to the parliamentarian. It's for constituent work. We know that. We know how we did that. We know we had the vehicles. They were in a pool. You put in a request. I have to do NYO in Hermitage and Chantilly and wherever. I make a request for the vehicle and I get the vehicle.
So that to me again, it's just political genuflecting here. They're just moving up and down the place.
No, this is just, I like to tell you, this is rage and jealousy. Rage and jealousy.
Right. So
there's nothing else. I don't understand. That's why sometimes they say, boy, you just need a good woman in your life, you does add value to your life. Because if he had somebody like that to tell him, knock it off, you're embarrassing yourself. Seriously.
You don't have
embarrassing yourself. You're one of the longest serving prime ministers in the history of the Caribbean. And you're going up there in Parliament, embarrassing yourself, embarrassing Grenada. Okay, and you're a well-educated man, went to, you know, well distinguished universities, brilliant student, statistician, mathematician, whichever one you're playing, all right? And you're out in parliament acting like somebody who had one too many rivers and smoked some weed at the same time. Okay? Come on. Dr. Mitchell needs somebody. I posted about that some time ago. That we probably need to organize a social welfare visit. You know?
Now, Dr. Rowley from Trinidad had made some statements as regards here regarding Kamala. Hold on.
And the people of Trinidad and Tobago must know that, because this is not carnival. This is not a joke. It's all well and good for the Prime Minister.
Can't do this call right now. Oh, hello? Uh-oh. I missed that call. Shucks. So Peter, you know. Let me take back this call. That's a Peter David. Let me take a commercial break. Let me take a song.
Okay.
You see this here? White, black, green, yellow. I've been in all man in the same water. You see as Congo is there? You see as Congo is there? Somebody tell me, I really want to know how the hell we PM and if ministers do that so. Every day they just flying between me and you, like Deacon and them feel them is some freaking legal. Them boy, y'all stop that. Somebody tell me, I can't understand it. What the hell is the big thing? If the PM go in cricket, the question that she asked you is like some people jealous they couldn't go in cricket. So why you go tell them two people are serious cricket? Why you go tell them? Me? I have nothing to say to them. That burial pass, baby Jesus live like a boss. On the front line he take the heat, he ain't go and hide on battleship. He didn't do like in COVID when every time the boss used to just send Nicola still to cost up people ass. Ring ding bang bade, ring ding bang bade. Heading for independence now. Rally was such a spectacle, but Linda and them only talking about the PM show. A fella tell me straight, this girl is a disgrace. The only thing that she good for is for food not to waste. The lady just have good appetite, and I see all on Facebook body shaming the lady, and I stop that. Show us a waste of money, cause them leader who win prison could have just do that for free. Where's telling you see global? Killing out. Prison calling out again. Stop that. That's something that when all you hear, the kind of thing that I'm singing, all you go tell me go ahead. again of us, no you. When they found Pojante, they done BBC teach that day. Some people jump up and say, grenade and kill him cause he gay. A movie star and I'll run him out and play the fool. I really find that Tyler Perry want to bull. Two bull beastly one that does it. Something in wap. Two bull. And where do you want money? I want somebody explain, cause I can't understand it. Why two old hardback black man fighting for white people pulpit? Reverse Catholic, Catholic should lead them in their thing, and all of them should just get up and go bypass that thing. Yeah, boy, you go here with partner. Watch me here, I want you. I don't know, man. Take it from the boy. Mention the police force and the embarrassment that they caused. Grenada was the laughing stock because of the 3 escape prisoners. People asking me if they just don't care or they're afraid. The only thing I just tell them that's so far my pay grade. Ring bing bang ba day. Ring bing bang ba day. Ring bang bang day.
Yes, that was Carla. Yes, fighting for two white men, two black men fighting for white man pulpit. It should go by Dr. King, Pastor King. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that
Pastor
will be
King,
on the next half
Pastor
an hour,
King
he
is
said.
the default, should be the default.
Huh?
I said Pastor King should be the default. He's one of the most influential preachers in Canada anyway. So.
Yeah.
And he's a genuine, real brother.
Yeah, it's amazing, eh?
You know?
So Peter will be here. He said he'll be here in about he'll be on about 20 minutes to half an hour. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
So let's continue the conversation here because I am one of the things that quite often happen in our politics is that the opposition party, when they're not in office, they see all the evils, all the wrong that another is doing. Case in point, they asking for better health care. Right? This government has been government in office the longest. Yes? And our health care have never been fixed under them. There's no attempt, really, no genuine attempt to change or to fix anything. Under this present government, you have the hospital is being in progress. There's some progress taking place for the new hospital, right? And so on. There's other things that is happening. And I think last week when people talk about the drug situation in the hospital and not enough drug in Grenada, I've learned last week that it's not a greater problem. It's a regional problem with obtaining medication. And it also has to do with who pays up, who's not paying, who paying, delays the supply of drugs to the OECS states, right? So there is a problem, not just a greater problem, but other Caribbean countries, in the OECS countries, they're in a pool. So the end of Grenada's going to buy medication. Is a pool, and if they doesn't meet the financial getting called names, but some countries don't meet the financial quota, so they can't get the amount of drugs. Wherever they get a dispute among who they have.
Well, Grenada was negligent sometimes.
Yes. So whatever the situation
under the past administration.
Yes. So that created a real problem for the drug circulation to come to Grenada and so on. So nobody's saying that, but this is what really happens, right? So we have to start. Grenada have to now start paying up before time, on time, to get their fair share, I guess.
Okay, so my theory of this is that after, the government is now 3 years in office, and some. So you own the problem. It's no longer the owner.
You own, exactly. So now I'm saying that take ownership now.
After a year, you own the problem.
Yeah.
So I don't agree. I am 100% supportive of doing the new teaching hospital, hopefully with health tourism.
Mm.
But we have to we have to do this on parallel tracks.
Right.
Okay. So I think what should have the immediate focus should have been on significantly upgrading the local uh, health facility.
Mm.
And I think they should have made an effort to adequately uh, staff and have updated equipment in the new facility that was built in there.
Mm. Cause I far I know, I think I think the one in Sodes has been shut down to do some work and they transfer some work over to
Okay.
some place because they're doing some work on that to get that one done fixed properly.
The other place has been in terrible shape for a
Yeah,
while.
so I shut it down and they're doing some some reconstruction and stuff like that. Right? They're doing a number of lot of outside clinics to bring it up to par. 'Cause I think the Prime Minister went around and have a first-hand view of all those
I know the one in St. Mark's was upgraded.
yes. So they're doing that. So they're taking care of that piece by piece, like they eating the elephant one bite at
Yeah,
a
but
time.
more emphasis should have been placed on that earlier.
Yeah. But I guess when you come in, you promise that you make. I think that was the promises, your campaign promises, had to be addressed, and I think they addressed that. I think they have a list of, I don't know if you saw the list, over 200 stuff, 200 projects and whatever they have done out there. Somebody sent me the list, but I didn't plan to do that today. But
Yeah, I think I saw that. I read it
yeah,
somewhere.
and then the Prime Minister did a town hall last time. He pointed out that too as well. So the notion that the government not doing anything is far-fetched. It's not something that I think what has to be done. The constituencies have to make their own mark for themselves. They don't speak of what they're doing because I was in a town hall last week, and a guy was asking about some road. I think it was Davy or something like that, right? But he came there from 6 months ago. They have not been doing greater since then. But that road has been worked on and continue working on at present. Yeah. So he was like thrown off because he came there with an intention like to create some spill some beans, right? Like they're not doing anything in the road, but the road is taken care of. The question of Sotes was addressed as well. So the town of Sotes, that was also addressed, and they have engineers, and so on. The money is coming not from Grenada, it's from
Addressed in what context?
well, in terms of the stage of where the project bidding for proper engineering and feasibility studies to make sure that like what was done before, make sure that is well done.
Yeah,
so
but for which project?
for the Tower Sotes, that whole beachfront, that whole thing go down there.
Oh, so you're talking about the Brickwater project?
Yeah, that they have some consultation going on that right now. So
Well, that's a major debacle.
huh?
That was a major debacle.
Yeah. But they have to fix that though.
Yes, they do,
That have to be fixed.
and that's going to cost. It's going to cost money.
Cost of the money. I think the money has been allocated. I think it's just the banks and making sure that the right people get this person will not need connecting to the mic. Okay. Somebody coming, they need connection to the mic. Benz? Yeah. You need to connect. Okay. You gotta get a connection to his mic to come on. Yeah, so the whole idea is to ensure that the right people with the right experience to do that thing. Because they need to get that fixed like yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I mean our place in Sodes, our family place, that one gone right complete right on the bayfront there. That gone completely. There's nothing there anymore. Where the old fish market was, that was my grandparents' home. That gone.
So it protected, in essence, what they did, they added some life to the tongue of Sautez. So the problem is not so much in the tongue itself.
No, just down, more
The
down.
problem is for the south.
Yeah, further
Yeah.
north. It's
No,
north.
south.
Well, I call it south, but I call
Yeah.
it, yeah. Well, go down the hill, go down to
Yeah,
Darby.
going into four, going
Yeah,
into
four,
Darby,
yeah,
into Mount
yeah.
Alexander.
Yeah. So that is a problem. So I've seen some videos from before how the even houses have to be abandoned, right?
Yeah.
So that will be a major project for St. Patrick's northwest. Big
And
project.
and it also destroyed Copeland Bay,
Yeah. Well, for the Hillian home area that holds,
which growing up, we all went to Copeland Bay. That was a big thing.
I remember when I was younger, we used to go on and help Father Hilarion jog sign up to build a Hilarion home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember doing that. Because the land that is on, my grandmother gave them the land, for the Hilarion home. Yeah, that whole, yeah. My grandmother gave Miss Irene Lewis give them the land to put the Hilarion home on. Yeah, so that's so I know about this whole thing. I know we have Mr. Checkley, you know Mr. Checkley, right?
Yeah.
A granduncle. So he used to live there. I don't know if he did now or not, but he get a special room, get a own room there after a while to live in the home there for free. Yeah. So I remember when my after Hurricane Ivan, my mother-in-law, we were trying to get a space. When I got to Sautez, I can tell that the only last space everywhere was full up of the damage in that space. So when I got there, I identified myself. They said, "Oh, you don't have to pay for accommodation. It is already established that the family members will get there. Anybody needing that accommodation will get it because of."
Oh, okay.
So she said, "Your uncle is here. Uncle Checkley is here." So but the room was to be covered. A couple of guys come over the room that day. So when I came back here, they called and tell me that the room is ready. But my brother-in-law didn't want to put his mother in the home. So that was a big problem with family issues now. You have accommodation, you're not in the area, and there was nobody taking serious care of lady. So the best place was to put her in the home, and then he didn't want her to go into the home. So we had to pay somebody outside, to go and look after her every time. That was another burden. But nevertheless, she ended up passing away a couple of years, 3 years later, and it's done. But yeah, so back to Grenada in a big way. We have this person's trying to get in. Ben's trying to get in, but it's Mike. I don't know who it is, but his mic is not miking. Okay. If Mike, if you're hearing us, check your mic. Make sure your mic is your mic browser is able to you need to connect the mic to the camera before you can add them. So connect your mic and your camera before you can get let in, because you will not allow me to bring you in. Whoever Ben is, yeah. So that is the only difference with this. Yeah. So Delbert, given what's happening in Grenada right now, the progress of the NDC, with the internationalism, the local working, what else do they have to do right now? I mean, they're doing a lot. I see over 200 people
we spoke about
trained. Yeah.
Huh?
We see over 200 young men got trained. I don't know how far that's gonna go, election wise.
I think that the focus has to be on we're what, 18 months away from election.
Yeah.
So I still think that they need to get the housing project going. Okay. And I don't know within the 18 months whether or not you can do all 3 things or 4. But if you can get the housing going, you don't have to get the 500 houses. But if they're ongoing,
stick a pin right there. You see this one as a housing project. There's a lot of people who criticizing. You know who they are, the opposition. But they say 500 because when they say 500, they think expecting 500 to be done right away. What do you say to people who like that? That they
listen. Housing is one of the most
Okay, I didn't get it.
challenging things to do.
Yeah, let me.
Look at the problem with
Yeah,
housing in big cities, in countries that have.
Go ahead, Delbert. Yeah, we started already. We're here. Oh. Yeah. Come in.
He gonna come on next half an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh? You didn't know, you didn't get the
link?
You didn't get the link yet. Yeah. Yes. So, okay, so let me fix my mic. But let me just, okay, let me pull a song here because we have Derek is here. Let me just put
Delbert, what's wrong with you, man?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, comrade?
I'm doing good. Hoping to see you tomorrow.
you gotta take the boss up.
I don't care what you take. I took the plane here.
Yeah, Eunice just asked me if you would check me. I said no.
Yeah.
Eunice, yeah, let me see if I can get you over here. Get you in the frame. Okay. Wow, what did I just do here? Okay, let me just pull up something here. I need this song back in a bit.
Some people say Grenada is like a dot over an I. But I say we're little and we Talawa. It's the island, it's the spices, it's my birthplace. It's the land and strength of our people. It's the mountains, it's the ocean and the beaches. Waterfalls, coconut, meg, bananas. Leapers here.
We're back, black and beautiful, right here on Gemfm. And with me in the studio is none other than Derek James, former Consul General. Okay, I have to adjust my camera here a bit. Okay, I'll probably have to put it back on top here so we can get both of us together. Let's see what's happening here. Change up. See, I will use this one, but then I didn't prepare. I thought you have been on the. Okay, folks, let me.
You see this here? White, black, green, yellow. I bet in all man in the same water. You see as Congo is there? Somebody tell me, I really want to know how the hell we PM and his minister's foot hot so. Every day they just flying between me and you, like beacon and them feel them is some freaking legal. Them boy have to stop that. Them boy have to stop that. Now stop that.
All right. We're back here, and where is Delbert? Okay, so Delbert is not here. I'll get my wife to come and give me some technical. All right. So, folks, Derek, well, my friend, welcome again to Gemfm, and for your very first time, I can use that mic here. That mic is yours, and yeah, we're good to go. Yeah, the body's on the other side there. Delbert Baptiste. Okay, mute. Yeah, man, so welcome, and thank you for being here. And Delbert is smiling from ear to ear over there, because it's happy to have you with us.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. It's also a pleasure to see you after a while. I know you tried to get me here when I was Consul General to get
Yes, most definitely.
You know, but the name period was difficult, but we are here today, and good to see Delbert.
Yeah, Delbert is always hearing me every Saturday morning.
I'm not hearing Derek properly. Clearly.
Okay. Clearly? Okay, they gotta probably go closer to your mic.
Yeah, are you hear me now, sir?
A lot better, yeah.
Yeah.
When Delbert calls for something, you have to give him.
Okay.
Good to see you, Delbert. It's been a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, so here we are, and we're talking to Derek James today, and will join us later will be Peter David from the movement. So Derek is here, so probably we'll start with Derek first, as first come, first serve, right? So tell me, the movement is here this weekend in Toronto, and I want to welcome you and welcome the movement as well for being here. And how is things going for you, the movement, as it is right now?
Well, as you know, we just launched last Sunday. It was a successful launch. We were very pleased, and I'm sure you saw the reviews and so on. We're very pleased about the launch. It was a lot of hard work, and I want to compliment the team put together and all the persons who were there involved, because I mean this movement is not just about us, just about the leaders, but it's about everybody. You know? So we're moving on. I mean, that's why we are here in the diaspora this weekend. We're here in Toronto today and tomorrow in Brooklyn. because we think the diaspora is important for us to engage with.
Right.
As Peter always says, the diaspora is the 16 constituents.
Yes.
And now as you know, we have 360 plus thousand Grenadians, first, second, third generation Grenadians living outside. So it's very important that we engage with the diaspora.
Right. So I don't want to jump too much. I want to leave some questions for Peter. I don't Delbert want to ask you anything in the meantime.
Well, welcome to the show. I think my question, I like political engagement, and I think it is when you have a sort of active democracy where you have people participating in it at different levels, both in terms of people who are trying to lay out a vision for the country and the people who you actually going to need to do the work. So the people, the citizens who are going to buy into your vision. That is a good thing. But in a small country like Grenada, we have only had one successful third party in Grenada. What was the thinking behind the formation of this new political entity? And had all the illegal activities and maneuvering that happened within the NNP not happened, would you guys have launched an alternative political?
Well, first of all, Delbert, as you know, people like yourself and I, we have been political animals for a lot of years. I'm sure you started in politics as young as I did, because we were involved. And we know the history of Grenada when it comes to politics and political parties. It is about timing. It's about when it happens. Third party, I don't know, we don't call ourselves a third party. We call ourselves an alternative. For us, it's not a third party. Because you know that a lot of parties emerge into, you have 2 parties, 3 parties, and emerge into 2. And the time for us is that we believe this is the right time. We believe that there are a lot of people who tired with the politics that we know it as usual, the usual kind of TB, malice, and so on, and not having the people involved in the process as it should. If you and I will go back in the days of the revolution, and you remember how much the people was involved in the process, and the people was comfortable with that. And when you leave people out of the process, it becomes something of concern to people. So we think that it is the right time. We are seeing the decision we made was a right decision, and we have to continue to have people involved in the process. And I don't know where most times one of the parties will fall off the line. Our concentration is not about somebody falling off the line. Our concentration is about building the movement, so that the people will understand that we are a serious alternative for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
Okay. See that I'm glad you raised that point, because that was my second question. Is part of the strategy to play the long game? Now, I am on record, and I have defended you guys because I know Pedro, I know you, and I've even had a couple sort of diehard NBC people unfriend me on Facebook because of some stuff. John knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I've always said about Peter, and I'm sure there are areas that I disagree with him and disagree with you, but one thing that I know about him is that he's somebody who cares about people. I mean, deeply care about people, and he gets a special joy when he sees people doing better than doing better. So that's a really good place to start. But I have suggested, right? I find it sort of difficult, okay? Give more present context. And we talk about the period of revolution, it's kind of different because we were involved in rebuilding a participatory democracy. What we are in now, the British Westminster style democracy, is democracy exists every 5 years around election time. And it's not a system that's geared towards engaging people continually in the affairs of their country. So that's a criticism of the system. Can a government in power work around this? Absolutely. All right. But I'm asking whether or not you guys are playing the long game. And here's why I say that. I believe that the next general election would see the collapse of NNP. And that part of your strategy is that you guys will be there to pick up the pieces.
You're asking or you're telling me?
I'm asking.
No. We are not there to pick up anybody's pieces. We are not there for that. We are there building a movement. We are there to not for no long haul and things like that. We're thinking about the future. It's just like how people, a lot of people will say the youth is for tomorrow, but the youth have to live today.
Yeah.
So we cannot postpone development for the youths until they reach mature age. So we are not moving into any kind of line and putting a date and say, let's skip the next election. We will participate in the next election. And we expect to do well in the next election. And we are going to work hard in the next election to do well.
What does doing well mean?
To win. We're not going in anything to lose. If we're going in a game to lose the game, we might as well stay home. We're going in this game to win the game. We're going to win. Right?
And that means that you're going to compete in all constituencies.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying we're going to go into it and win. We're going into it to win. Yeah. It doesn't require you winning 15 seats to form a government. Right. Right. It's only 8.
Yeah.
So we'll be competitive enough to get 8. Okay. That's the point. Yeah. So Grenada always have a lot of different political parties, and I'm sure you realize that there has never been a third party to launch like this one that took place with the amount of people that participated in the launch. And I'm sure you have never seen a launch like this, which tells you that there is something growing in Grenada, something happening in Grenada that will really shake up the landscape. We want to have a government that people participate in, that people part of. You talk about Westminster type of democracy. It is us to change the kind of political process we have in the country. Not because there's a structure that say and people believe in 2 parties and so on. We have to come. We're going to be different. We're going to allow people to participate in it, and we're going to ensure that when we in government, we will ensure that all of us engage the people in the process of development.
Okay. So I see Delbert smiling. I mean, I probably give him something good to go with.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good. It sounds good on paper, and in a sense, it is the right strategy. I just don't know how does that translate nationally? And like you say, you're correct. You need to win 8 seats to form the next government. So to carry 8 seats, you at least have to put up 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Just the law of averages.
All right.
So
so
you guys got to the point where you have identified people, you know which constituency that you're doing very well in. Is there any sort of internal polling that has been done to determine where you're going to, which constituencies you're going to target?
Well, we have done our homework. We have had more than 8 constituency already. People show interest in. Also, there are some constituencies where you have 2 persons or 3 persons competing with each other to be the representative, to be the candidate. So, I mean, we are in a good spot. I mean, we know also that people from the other constituencies that we not speaking about yet, they are showing interest in that.
Right.
So we have to look at it and we have to be practical. We have to really be practical and make sure that we don't chew too much, that we can't really swallow, but we are going to chew enough to win the next election.
Yeah, go ahead, Delbert.
So we'll do another go around, but I wanted to get back to the question of why would you, and I don't know if I'm using the right word here, but why would you sort of immediately have dismissed the concept of the movement? And when I say picking up the pieces, what I mean is that to have a functioning British Westminster style democracy, you need at least 2 active political parties competing on the political battlefield, so to speak. Okay? There is enough anecdotal evidence to suggest that the main opposition now could collapse in the next election. Okay? And if that happens, there's going to be a void. So who picks up that void?
But you know, you're not even saying that there are 26,000 Grenadians that did not vote in the last election.
Yeah.
Where are they? Where that vote going? 26,000. Yeah. Where that block going? Added to that, you're not saying.
I don't put a lot of hope in that.
Okay. Also, you have the question of a number of persons on both sides of the landscape in terms of political party that will move. Yeah. So we have to take that also into consideration.
It's likely that the turnout, because the turnout in 2022 was lower than it was in 2018. What accounts in for that?
There's a lot of people, because what happened is that a lot of people just were not comfortable with the 2 parties that was going in. And I think that was the issue. I think that there was concerns by people, and that is why you see that large amount of people did not show up in the thing. It is not. I don't think it's a situation of people just want to stay home. I think they were not comfortable with both parties. They were tired of both parties. You know what I mean? So they stay home. And we have to seriously look into it. I mean, there have been a number of polls that came out about why people didn't vote. And a lot of it moved to that area of not being satisfied with the 2 parties. I mean, even today, you when you look at the landscape of Grenada in terms of support on either side, there are a lot of people not happy. So you have to think about that. I mean, we have to make sure that we are a true movement that will really be honest with people. And not come forward in terms of this period and give people language that they want to hear, and they not and we're not being truthful to people. We're gonna be very open, we're gonna be very transparent, and we're gonna be involved.
Try saying that, man.
Yeah, that's what
my WhatsApp.
I'm not saying that because I'm sitting in front of you. And
No.
I'm saying that because listen, we have gone through this thing for umpteen years, and we have seen what it has been. And I think people just had enough of that kind of promises and not fulfilling these promises.
You see, I'm looking at this differently, and I get worried when I hear politicians talking about transparency and
good governance.
It's the new buzzword, transparency and accountability. It's nonsense. Let me tell you why it's nonsense. Government doesn't have any responsibility to be transparent.
Not
No.
seeing you, Peter. Pedro.
Your responsibility is to provide for the health and well-being of citizens. And if you do that, and you provide the kind of visionary leadership, which I think you guys have been speaking to, then you do well. But in the last 15 or years or so, there's always these new words that become part of the political landscape. And transparency just has become this thing. But what does it really mean? Because the government cannot publicize every single thing that it does on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. I mean, like they say, every government has a secret and hidden agenda. Now, it does not mean because you have a hidden agenda that it's a bad agenda. But strategically and tactically, you may need to keep certain things under the belt in order to succeed, right? So I don't buy the transparency argument. I do like the idea that you guys have been traveling the country and having these conversations with people, and that it seems that there's quite a or sufficient groundswell for people who you say are tired of the both political parties. You know, and in some ways, NMP and NDC are almost identical twins, right? So, how do you speak about that 26,000? And if you go back and look at the history of our elections, we have always had a sizable section of the registered voters who decide not to participate in the process. So, what's the plan to get these people sufficiently motivated where they would not come out to support and win?
Well, we had to continue to listen to people. We had to continue to engage them. Well, you say you don't like the word transparency, but we believe that because transparency was used just as a word and no meaning to it. That's why today you could say that you don't believe in the word transparency. But let me tell you, we have been going around the country and we've been listening to people. And that has been the catalyst for us to build our policies. And that to me is part of the whole question about transparency. And so we have to continue on that path. We not because other people use a word that we go to stay away from it. We go use a word and we have to make sure that the meaning of the word is trickled down to the people. This is not about top come down, it's about bottom come up. So we continue to listen. I see Honorable Peter every day, so he could tell you more about transparency.
Yeah. Good morning, comrade. Good morning.
I see my friend Delbert is on the road.
Yes.
Morning, comrades. Morning, Delbert.
Good morning.
I'm doing well. Good morning. How are you?
Not bad at all. A bit tired, but the struggle continues.
I was telling Derek, you owe me some followers. I've lost some followers on my account.
That's right. I'm sure when you balance the ticket, you'll see that you gain more.
I've been unfriended for defending you, so you owe me.
You know what I like about Del? I've been seeing some of that is that we've had differences, we've argued, but I mean, you know, when you know how we move forward. We argue, we discuss, we change our minds. I change my mind, you change your mind, but we both know that we want to build a better society.
Yes.
And that's what we need. We need to stop disagreeing, getting angry with somebody because they disagree on something. You know, what kind of society would that be? Everybody must agree on everything. That'd be boring. You know, and it would not develop our country. But good to see you guys. I see Ambassador James is back on his turf in Toronto. Ambassador James, it appears as though you want to stick around.
I'm sticking around here with John.
he owes me that visit 12 years ago.
Okay, we're going to be sending him back to you soon.
All right. Yeah, so I want to say thank you again because the last time I see you face to face was 1983.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that night, October 19th, that night in the studio, that's the last time I saw you. I
Oh,
came
you
to
were
give us-
down at RFG?
Yeah, I was the one who brought the letter for you.
Ah. Yeah, you make my body get cold. Really good to see you, man. That's some history. Let's talk about that.
I was a young guy. You look at me.
Yeah. But you're not so young anymore. So we
No,
can talk.
no.
I was a young guy too, but
You're a young guy too, yeah. I mean,
I was a young guy
yeah.
too.
So that night I came there, I had to kind of rush in here to get me on it before 9 o'clock.
Yes. Good to see you.
But
Good
nice
to
to
see
see you. I came together several times. I met Rogers and everybody else, but I never get to meet you.
Okay.
So it's always I tried getting you while you was in office a couple of times.
Okay.
When you was a Tillman there, but we did not. I left a couple of messages for you and stuff like that, and
let's link up this time. Well, this time we're gonna have a chance to talk.
Have a lot of time to talk again. Yes.
Yeah,
So
certainly.
Toro is here. Toro, good afternoon. You could turn your camera on already. And just welcome to Toro is no stranger to Gemfm. So actually he's the one who coordinated that whole meet today. So
Right.
I want to say thank you Toro for bringing you guys here on the live. Although we have some difficulty, some people say they're not seeing us. I know there's some people come on and go off, but some people not seeing. I can't get it either. I don't know what's happening here with them. But nevertheless, you're here, and we got to
Lincoln.
The mayor of the wharf is here.
Yes. No, they call it a carnage. No, they get gentrified. So they call it a carnage.
You know, I have to come in because I find you guys have pretty many tough questions, you know.
Well, you know what?
That's right.
Too many tough questions, you know.
You come to mellow the mood, eh?
Exactly.
Well, welcome again, and thank you again for making the connection for us to
No problem.
possible to have you here with us. And again, I want to thank the Minister, Honorable Peter David, for being here with us today, taking time off your busy schedule to be here to talk about the movement. And they've been going through some questioning here with Derek. But I want to go straight into a question, Peter. I was looking at the background last week, and the banner behind, it says, the movement, one out of necessity, not ambition. Could you enlighten us on that?
Necessity meaning we believe. I think Ambassador James was speaking about that a while ago, that there is a need in Grenada today to pull things together, to try to bring all of the people together, to first of all have a discussion about what is necessary, and then to pursue what there is agreement on moving forward. And it's not ambition for me or for any individual to get to a position of power, because there's always that, you know, people say, you know, this one wants power, that one wants to get here, get there. It's out of necessity for the development of the country. I have been in all, if not most, if not all of the major parties. I have come to realize that the majority of people want the same thing. They want education, they want healthcare, they want housing. They all want the same thing. You go into the communities. Everybody, if you ask them what society needs, what does Grenada need, there will be consensus in agriculture, in housing, in tourism, everything. But there is a divisiveness. There is a way in which, because of ambition sometimes, we lose sight of what is needed, and we don't find a way. I agree, it's not an easy task. Putting together, look at what has happened in Africa since the colonization of Africa. It's difficult. They've divided up Africa in a way that you have 3 and 4 tribes within every country. Look at Nigeria, look at Burkina Faso, all those places. It was set up. The British have done more harm to this world than any other person.
Yes,
And they've done it through going into areas of the world, minding people business, dividing up the natural development dividing up the people who was in a course of natural development, and now we're blaming the very victims of that colonialism. So you talk about Africans keep fighting. No, Africa is at war because the British colonized them and divided up the countries in the 1870s through the 1880s to cause what is happening. Similarly with Grenada, we have been, a system has been established, and people say, this is how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be fighting each other and cursing each other. I believe that there's a better way. I believe we have bright enough people, we have people like Delbert and so on who have ideas. Why can't we sit in a room, not as tribes, but as Grenadians, sit together and discuss development, not which party and what party. And I believe what we're saying here is let us come together, let us have a discussion.
Yes.
For 50 years, we have been fighting post-independence. That is what we are trying to say. Let us come together. I don't care what party anybody belongs to. I care about what they're saying. Don't look at me because Peter David saying it. Listen to what I'm saying. I listen to what you're saying, and we come to a consensus. You have people in villages, both neighbors poor, both neighbors' children can't get to school, both neighbors' cost of living is so high that they can't afford good nutrition, they can't afford medication, but they're fighting each other and they don't know why. All they know is use IND and eyes are NDC. So it's war. And at the end of that war, the politicians still living a good life and the people still catching it. Let us find a way. And don't tell me this is the way it has always been. This is not the way it has always been. This is the way it has become because of what we have done. So if we have done it, we can undo it. That's our proposition.
I heard the Prime Minister state similar sentiments when he was speaking to the students at TAMCC, right? About innovation and getting them to discuss futuristic way of doing things. Want to ask you another question related to the movement. What would you say are the three main pillars of the movement?
Well, I don't know if there are three pillars, but there are pillars.
Yeah.
First of all, that we need participation of all in the process of development, not the power of a few. It depends on the participation of all. We need to get all of our people together. We don't come to this discourse suggesting that we have all of the answers. That would be absolute arrogance. But there are areas that we need to ensure we make progress on. So, for example, healthcare, critical to our people. And the government has decided to move forward with a big $250 million hospital. We don't believe that's the solution to healthcare. There is education of our people. We believe we should do an assessment of what the country needs, what are the ambitions of our people by way of their educational advancement, and try to find a way to develop an education system that suits our developmental demands. And we also need to work with a plan. You see, the thing is, if you don't work with a plan that is collectively agreed upon, we get to nowhere. Look at countries like Singapore, places like China. They have development plans where everybody agrees, and not everybody, but certainly the majority of people agree, and they pursue. So when China decided they were going to proceed to develop rapidly, they needed to train engineers. So they went to Cuba and made an arrangement to train thousands upon thousands of engineers. Even Xi Jinping is an engineer. China is, the leadership is full of engineers because it was part of the plan. Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore, he decided that they needed to find a way to develop Singapore, which is a small island city, and they've done it. So we need to have that kind of approach to development. And our position is this, that our political system, as constructed, is not aimed at doing that. It's not a development system. It is a system at keeping the two tribes fighting each other, cussing each other. They don't know why they're cussing, but they're cussing. You know, I use an example. Let me use the last example before I start. People said during when the LNP was in power, boy, Keith Mitchell stayed too long, he stayed too long, here was the problem. The same people who are saying that were the people who rejected the constitutional amendment that said we should have term limits. Why did they reject it? Because it was Keith Mitchell who said it, not because of what was said. The point I'm making is that we are so tuned to opposing each other even when we say good things, people reject it because Peter David had said. But if somebody else say it tomorrow who is in the other party, it's good. We need to stop that. How we do it, it's a challenge. I know. We need to find a way. But with good people on board, we can find a way.
So let me ask you this, because there is one time I think you made an utterance about central government having I want to quote, I can't remember the exact words that you used, correct me if I'm wrong here, about having a one party system. Is that still a view of you hold together?
I don't think I said we should have a one-party state. That comment has been attributed to me, but I don't know. I have said in the past that there are countries with one-party positions that have more democracy than us, with 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 20 parties. Right. I'm saying, therefore, it is not a prerequisite. The prerequisite for democracy is a mechanism that reflects the voice of the people. Different people do it different ways. I, for example, believe we should have some form of local government going forward, which expands democracy to the people. For example, I believe local government was removed because the central people at the top with central government, they felt threatened like people at the bottom who were developing their ideas and developing their voices. So no, I don't believe one party or 20 parties is what makes democracy. I believe a mechanism that truly reflects the voice of the people is what is needed. And I don't believe that right now we have entrenched democracies. Let me give you an example. Just thinking. I went to a village up in the mountains a couple of weeks ago. And there were not much people in the village. And I asked, where are the people tonight? They said, well, NMP have a meeting in Sattes, and NDC have a meeting in Gemfm, and the people go. I say, okay, so they go on in their tribes. Good. Is there ever a time when the people of that village meet together to talk about the issues in their village? And they said, no. How does democracy happen with that? How do we get the people in the communities to sit and talk, to have their voices heard collectively? That is democracy. Not how many times we have elections, because we have elections every 5 years. Why we have a lot of alienation now is that people say every election, the tribes put on their tribal colors, put on the paint on their skin, go out, fight each other, they elect, and then they quarrel for the next 5 years.
Right. I don't know if I want to ask you anything here before I ask any more questions.
Well, no, I know Delbert has a lot to say. Delbert won't have a lot to say. The floor is yours now, my brother.
I want to go back to the question of development, but it's something that I'm very, very critical. And I understand, your affinity. So looking forward, given all the problems that we have, right? And I think you correctly identified that for us to, and that's a philosophy of priority, that in order to really do what before, you have to get a vast majority of people. You can't just be people for working towards a common goal, right? So let's assume that the movement forms the next government. Outside of the 4 or 5 major development issues, now challenges with Richmond, Grenada, and what would be the most important? And I say that I answer that question because I've been critical of the current Prime Minister for not continually speaking to what is popularly said to our best interest. As a leader, when you have that bully purpose, I don't think that has been given enough attention. How would you do that differently?
Do what differently exactly?
How would you, what kind of tools and mechanism would you put in place or would you utilize to unite our people around the idea of development. Because if we have to do housing, we need the vast majority of people to understand what housing, what low cost or mid-price housing looks like. If we have to refocus on agriculture, we need to understand how we're going to do it. If we have to expand the blue economy, energy, and all these things, we need to have consensus.
You're absolutely correct, Delbert.
So how do you bring people along?
And you're absolutely correct about that. I think it's a question of process. How do you change the process of governance in order to ensure that everybody is on board, if not in full agreement, but certainly with the process of development? If we identify the blue economy, agriculture, the sectors that we identify collectively. I'll give you an example. Look at we have a national development plan, Plan 2035. It was developed and it's now sitting on a shelf somewhere in some ministry somewhere. We have not had a national discussion about it. Of course, some stakeholders were brought together, some intellectuals were brought together, some technicians were brought together, but it has not been rooted in the people. The farmers have not met as farmers. They do not need to look to see where the plan has reached. We don't know if we've achieved the timelines for national development. So I think we need to establish a process where the people, as I said when I started, participation of the people. You see, the people are treated as voters, not as the leaders of the country. And what they do is they give the politicians the power rather than a job to implement what the people want. And if they do not implement it, we have a mechanism to keep them accountable. As you have in California, where Gavin Newsom found himself subject to a recall provision in California. So my answer to you, Delbert, is first of all, we recognize the importance of the people. Not coming to try to get votes, but trying to get their participation and their intellectual capacity in governance. Because at the end of the day, the farmers know more about what we need in agriculture than all the guys who went to university and have all the doctorates in the world. They know. The plumbers know what we need to enhance training in that industry than any politician. So we need to first of all accept that we need to get our people more involved, get mechanisms in place, take that national development plan off the shelf. Let us have a national discussion about it so that the people are participants in the process. We need the participation of all in the governance of the country, not the power of the few. So to me, that is an underlying thing. But first, Delbert, we must believe. We must believe that we can build a better society. I have people who have said to me, boy, this is the way it always has been. This is the way it is. You have one tribe and one other tribe, and you fight each other. And somebody wins. You have the rounds in 5-year rounds. In 5 years' time, you go back. So let us develop the plan. If the Prime Minister is saying we need to get our better angels involved, let's get the better angels involved. Don't just say it. Let us find a way. And what we hope to do, and Delbert, we hope that people like yourself would participate, is call together a discussion on national development. Pull people, don't ask them which tribe they come from, because we don't care.
Yeah.
And we have a discussion on these issues. That, to me, is a foundational principle that we need to deal with to get going. And I believe in this. You know why, Delbert? We have been through all of this in the past. I mean, imagine, this must be 30 years after, 40 years after. And we still have the same problems we have. Because there is a foundational problem. And we remain a divided people. That is why your guy in Burkina Faso now has decided, man, let's pull this country together. Forget all this tribal war in Africa. Bring Africa together. That is what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
The world is trying to come together. The BRICS countries and all of them come together. And for ourselves, find solutions rather than depending on the very people who have kept us divided.
Yeah, you truly could, you can trace every major conflict in the world
In the
today
world,
to British colonialism. Every single major
including
conflict,
us,
yes,
including us.
in British. I mean, it's unbelievable, unbelievable. But okay, so I like that idea. I tell you what, you know, I mean, Derek mentioned that earlier. I mean, got into politics very, 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 very young, out of necessity. All right, and at this stage of my life, I was expecting more consistency.
You what?
I was expecting us to be in a different place,
Absolutely.
and I think there, in between, there's maybe 1 or 2 generations of us who failed this country. And either we didn't fight hard enough, or some of us, we sort of just abandoned the fight. And, you know, other things became important. But as you begin to reflect on your own life, right? And you're looking at your children, and in some cases grandchildren growing up, you begin to think about, what did I do to make this place a better place than I met? And me and John discuss this all the time. I don't think our people are as divided as it appears. Okay? Because when I visit Grenada, and I go to the villages, I pick up with all my old contacts from NYBDs and all stuff, whatever it is I pick up and go. I find that people generally get along well. They will help each other out. So my question to you is, how much of the sort of dissension and that sort of tribalism that we see on social media is affecting what's happening in real life? And should we, is what's happening on social media a real reflection of the unity, how united our people are, or how tribal? Because I tend to have a different opinion.
Yeah, no, you raised two critical points that I have been thinking about. You know, I was on a program the other night with my good friend Colin Dow. Colin, I guess, is a generation after me. And I said to Colin, Colin, I hold your generation largely responsible for where we're getting to, simply because your generation seem to have, and he may be in your generation too, Delbert, a little after me. I mean, but you're a little more close to me. You're shaving your head now and removing the gray hair, which means you're close to me. But that you have abdicated your responsibility. And I asked him, have your generation suffered from post-1983 traumatic syndrome? Meaning that after 1983 and the battle of 1983, I think it was difficult for that generation to become very active politically and have any ideas or any radical ideas about how we transform our society. I mean, we are talking about British colonialism and all of that now, many years after 83, but in a post-83 period. That kind of thinking would have been maybe treated differently. So I agree with you that generations after that period have in a sense stayed away from active politics. In addition to that, we have found that I found that a lot of people who I believe can make substantial contributions to the development of the country, when I ask them about their involvement, they say, me, get involved in politics, for it to say this and that about my family and my grandmother and my grandfather. One politician told me once he never knew his mother was a prostitute until he decided to get into politics because the father didn't see about it. So you're right about that. In terms of how divided we are, I don't think we are as divided as it is. You know, divisive things are amplified.
Yes.
Particularly in the context of social media,
Yes.
that the divisions are amplified and the people have become nearly a bit reserved about getting involved again because of that same issue. But I believe when you speak to people, honestly, in the villages, they don't have much differences. They all have the same issues and they try to do well with each other. But you see, when the horn and the bugle is sounded, and the tribes are called to come out, then you see the divisions. And they go out, election is like this is the warrior time. And then they vote. They vote because of the noises in the workplace rather than a discussion about what is good for the country. That is why I believe we need to take the politics down into the villages, down into the communities, where we get the people together to discuss, and we find out how we do it. The mechanism we put in place has to be subject to our discussions. I don't come to this discourse with all the answers. I come with some ideas, and the more ideas we have on the table, it is the better. It is the way we are going to find a solution. So I have said we need to find community mechanisms. I mean, there is provision in the Constitution for Caribbean to have local government. Maybe we can look at the model envisaged in the Constitution so we don't seem to be too radical moving away from the Constitution. But we need to find a way to empower our people, because I agree with you, they are not as divided at the base, but they are encouraged in their divisiveness by the politicians. I said to one politician once, but I was sitting with them, and I said, you know what? Because I've been in all the parties, I know good people in all these political organizations.
Yep.
And I said, you know what? I said, we really could pull this thing together. We really need to stop the fighting. The politician said to me, no. That's the way politics is. That's the way it had to be.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
And that, yeah.
So let me ask you this question. I got to make a point. You make a couple points I want to ask you now. It wasn't on my list of questions I want to ask you, but I'll ask you now because you make a point. Just recently, you just said about you being all the different parties. How do you view, probably receive from other people in the populist movement? Look, you've been around too much times. How do you take? How do you respond to people with that?
Most good footballers in the Premier League went through various teams and they've developed their skill as they went through the team. But me, they want to cost for doing that. In any event, let me tell you this. It means I'm a well-experienced politician. And in most other things, you get praise for that rather than criticism. But anyway, that's the nature of the beast. But the truth is, I was expelled from the NDC, and I always tell my friends, when people say you shouldn't leave NDC, I don't know why people just don't get it.
You didn't want to leave?
I was not expelled. I did not leave, sir. I was expelled. When you listen to, I was talking to somebody this morning. When Dr. Mitchell brought the no confidence motion against the government, when there were some problems within the NDC in 2012, I was asked by the NNP, Dr. Mitchell didn't come himself, but other people approached me, you must support the motion, the no confidence motion. I said privately to all these people, and I said publicly on the day of the no confidence motion, I will never bring down a government that I am a member. And I said in my speech to the parliament, I have disagreements with the way the process is proceeding, because there was all kinds of attempts to Derek was there, he knows about it. But I said, I hope that day would mark a turning point and that we will sit down and resolve all the problems I had with the way the NDC was governed. You know what was done? They passed us straight to the parliament, straight out the door, straight to Grenville in a public meeting that weekend, and say we are finished. And then after that meeting, they went to a convention in SAS and expelled us, 10 people, without any notice. I was not given a chance to sit and discuss anything. I had some differences. And then I told them that if we continue along this path, we are going to lose the next election. I did a poll that indicated to the NDC that we're going to lose the election if they proceeded on that path. They didn't listen to me. The next election came, and then they listened to the people because they all had to leave government. It was not me who left. It was me expelled. With the NNP, I offered myself for leadership. I was a member of the NNP in good standing. I was Minister of Foreign Affairs. I was Minister of Labor. I was Minister of Agriculture. You never heard anything bad about me. You never heard I was this or I was that. Until Dr. Mitchell said he was leaving, and I had the audacity to suggest myself as a potential leader. And then you hear I didn't come from the belly of the NNP.
Yes.
So I don't know what it is people want me to do, that I should sit back and just take all the licks. So in the case of NBC, I was expelled, and in the case of NNP, I was constructively dismissed because I don't know how I can continue to operate in a party that said I had to sit and relax myself and have no ambition to do better. My mother and father always taught me to try to do best at what I do, and if you do what you do well, you will achieve something. So no, I believe, but here's the good side of it. In both parties, I met extremely talented people. I met people who really believed in Grenada. And in both parties, I met people who are not so progressive. So it taught me a lesson, that these tribal lines, these tribal colors are artificial. They are ways in which people keep fighting each other. But there are good people everywhere. And I met good people too when I met Delbert in the New Jewel movement years ago, and there he is now. I have to tell you that, Delbert.
Now you have to have me admitting that I'm over and you're dating me.
Yeah, you could shake your head all you want. So the point I'm making, my dear brother, is that I believe in this country. I believe in Grenada. And my experience in all of these parties made me even more convinced of the possibilities of building the kind of society. Because while, as Delbert said earlier, agreed, it is not that divided. It is the appearance of division pushed by people who are leaders of some of these parties, so that they can continue along the path that they continue just to appeal to their tribes. But when you go to the people, you have families that love each other at Christmas. But if election day come after Christmas Day, it's a different thing on election day, because that is the culture that we have developed. But if it started somewhere, it could finish somewhere. If we sit as a people and discuss it. Everybody knows me. I mean, I have been very open about what I've done. I have not hidden away from anything that has formed me. I mean, I was part of the New Jewel movement. I was part of the 1970s Black Power Revolution and uprisings and all that. I was all part of that. But it has made me a better person, because I've learned from each experience, because I've made mistakes. Like I say, the best players in the Premier League have gone through some tests in various teams.
I also before Delbert,
I'm not a fan of Churchill, but the British consider him to be one of the greatest prime ministers, and he switched parties many times.
It's search of a better way.
That's not a serious argument.
Right. But okay, I want to, before we go any further, is Linda. I want to say good morning to you, Linda, and welcome to Gemfm. And Toro, I don't know if Toro have any question for Peter. you're welcome to ask any question before I move on to the next question and take a break and come back. Toro? Any question for the general?
I'm there.
Yeah, go ahead. Any questions?
No, I just want to echo something I've been saying on DELBERT and the guys know my position on this. And Peter basically said the same thing. We have this illusion that we could build, one party has all the talent, all the expertise. And I've concluded that we cannot build Grenada by 50% of the people pulling the weight. Out of 100,000 people. It's impossible. The revolution, we always talk about the revolution made progress, but it didn't make progress by just NGM people like Peter and DELBERT alone working. They even brought in people from overseas.
Yes.
So we have to get it in our head that we need more than 50% of our people putting together to build our country. That's just a comment I want to make.
Yeah, I think Toro is making a critical point there, that we, even if, I am not suggesting that we build a heaven on earth, that everybody will sing Kumbaya and hug each other and come together and build a country. But we need to find spaces, mechanisms, as DELBERT calls them, our better angels are coming into that space to try to do the one good thing that we can do, which is build a country. And if we as a people can find those spaces, when elections come around, we have elections, but we can agree on what healthcare, what we can do about healthcare. We can agree on what we can do about housing. We can agree on what we can do about education and training of our young people. And we can develop a plan based on that. There are countries where you have a plan, and no matter who comes in, they follow the plan. They may tweak it here or tweak it there. But I believe if we find those spaces, we can continue on the process. Maybe 100 years from now, it will be evolved into a new mechanism. But let us start with what is possible. The spaces in which we can meet, have a discussion, and agree on things. For example, in Parliament, you hear me all the time. If the government does something that I agree with, I'll say I agree with it. If I disagree with it, I disagree with it. And when I disagree with something, I make a recommendation on how it can be better. Because that teaches our people that we don't have to be enemies of each other. Our enemy should always be underdevelopment, healthcare, housing. Those are the things we should have our people know that we are fighting. And maybe I'm a dreamer. But you know, everybody dream. My parents dream of growing up children to be better educated than they were because they couldn't go to university. They dreamed of it before it happened, but they dreamed of it, they figured out how to do it, and they worked towards doing it. So to tell me I'm a dreamer, yes, I am a dreamer. I dream of a better society. The question is, how do we get it done? And for that, one prerequisite for doing that is bringing our people together. And I know there may be people there who listen to who is saying this. But don't think about Peter David saying. Think about the thought, the idea, the possibilities, the vision of a better Grenada. Think about that. And then give me your opinion on that. Don't start sitting where you are and thinking, well, Peter David told me like it because this person said. That's how we get nowhere. That is how we sit where we are with no development. So I am just transmitting ideas. And I hope these ideas could help in the development of the country. And if cursing me and criticizing me and condemning me could help solve the unemployment problem and the health problem and the education problem, well, keep cursing me because that's good for the country. But if it's not good for the country, think about the ideas, and let's work on the ideas.
All right. Linda, good morning. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Okay. We will take a commercial break and be right back with you. And close and talk about dreaming. So I want to... Oops. What's going on here? I'm bored. All right. So part of my commercial is my book, my new book called Power of the Big Dream. And you talk about dreaming, being a dreamer here. I want to introduce my book to the viewers. This is
interesting.
Yeah, the Power of the Big Dream. So
nice.
I encourage other folks to get a copy of my book. And Toro was at the launch, so it'll be featured in upcoming Toronto CARIBBEN camera. So get a copy. It's available on my website at www.gemfm.ca. Yes. So inviting folks to get a copy.
I need a signed copy, my brother.
Yes, most definitely. And coming up tomorrow, the movement is coming to Toronto. You guys are here?
Today.
You're here? Today, the 22nd. You're here 5 p.m. Future MP Peter David, member of part of the movement. And Derek, you can go ahead and rest. Tell us about it as you're here.
Yeah, well, the meeting takes place at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and it will be at the Royal Canadian Legion Hall. That's at right in the back of Dollarama
and
Eglinton and so on.
And Dufferin.
Yes. So come right there, and you will hear from us as we speak about the development plan for Grenada, what the movement is all about. Because a lot of people are curious what the movement is about. This is the time to hear about it. And of course, the diaspora is important for us, as I said earlier. We need everybody to come and listen. Join us this afternoon, 5 o'clock at the Legion Hall.
Legion Hall. That's just 5 minutes from here. All right. So go to the next commercial right here.
Some of the intricacies of law leads attorneys from Grenada and across the Caribbean to discuss and drill down on current legal issues, including cases decided by the court. Come, join the vibes. Legalize 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. this and every Sunday. Don't miss it.
Your home is more than just a place. It's where cherished memories are created, traditions are celebrated, and your family finds safety and comfort. At Century 21 Grenada, we love being a part of your journey, helping you find that special place to call home, where memories begin and love endures. This holiday season, we wish for your home to be filled with joy, peace, and happiness. Thank you for letting us be part of your journey and your story. Century 21 Grenada, your partner in creating forever memories. Happy holidays.
All right, we're back. And yes. Okay, present afternoon again. We're back with Honorable Peter David, Derek James, Lincoln Taro DePRADINE, Delbert Baptiste, and Linda Ma, whatever it means to be. But yes, we're talking about the movement in Toronto today, and this evening they'll be up at the Legion Hall. But Peter, I want to ask you a question. I think Derek had answered it when Delbert asked it. But I'll ask in a different way. How confident is the movement of winning the next election? Derek said not going to lose. So, so how confident are you as the leader of the party? How confident are you of winning the next election? And what
my grandson called me yesterday. He said, Peter, no, he didn't call me Peter, Granddad. Over the last couple of months, they used to be saying on social media that you can't form no party, nobody can follow you. But this week, all they say is which party go end and which one you're going to destroy. Meaning, now they're directly going to which party will be most impacted. Meaning, it's no longer that we can't do nothing. It's no longer that we can't become a force to be reckoned with. It is now which party will be demised, if that's the right word, Toro. No, that's where we are today.
Delbert said it earlier. Delbert declared which one.
So I know Delbert's view. Whatever Delbert said, I agree with. So my grandson told me the same thing. And then now we go from here. And all this has happened 5 or 3 days after we launched.
Right.
So what does that tell you? We have, how long we have? A year? 6 months? I am absolutely hopeful. I am hopeful that we can form the next government. But even more than that, I am hopeful that we could change the course of the political history of this country, which is our primary objective, to pull this country together, to start a new path, a path where we all see. You know what I like about the diaspora? You ever see how we all function when there's a hurricane in Grenada? You all loading box on container and you ain't asking who the next man voting for. You're just loading the boxes to the container to get it to Grenada. And that is what we need in Grenada, to load the boxes on the container of development together, because we recognize that that is the imperative of the period. And I believe with that, the sky's the limit. You know, so yes, I am hopeful.
You talk about diaspora. That'll be my next question. What is your primary objective visiting this weekend and in the diaspora? What are you hoping to achieve by your visit here in the diaspora?
Well, the diaspora is the same objective as in Grenada, to get the Grenadian people to come together to talk about development. Now, you see, the diaspora is too treated as a place where you get barrels from, and when political parties come, they're looking to raise our money to get jerseys, and that's how they see the diaspora. As everybody is well aware, I became the first minister of diaspora affairs. Why? Because I've lived in the diaspora. I lived in Canada for 5 years. I lived in London 5 years. I lived in New York for 10 years. I know the value of the diaspora. I know that the further away Grenadians go from Grenada, is the more patriotic they become, because they recognize the value of Grenada. So I believe that we have to find a mechanism to make the diaspora an integral part. Not the guys who we call, Delbert, could you send a couple of jerseys? Could you send a couple of football? No, they will do that. They will do that without us asking. What we need to do is to invite them into the process of development. I've already done that. I proposed that. I proposed it publicly. I proposed that we establish a Senate position for diaspora. We have for labor, we have for business, we have for agriculture. The diaspora is a pillar of our economy. If we can get all of you guys out here to become an integral part of our development process, either by ideas or through investments, because you have, through training, you have all these talented people abroad. But we did a diaspora conference. In fact, Ambassador James is sitting next to you. And he said he was part of the process where we invited the UN IMO, the IMO, which is an entity in the UN, to help develop the program. We had a diaspora conference in Grenada some years ago, and Derek is was very much part of that process, and he can deal with the issues. So my view of the diaspora is that the diaspora, as I coined the term in 2013, is our 16th constituency, and we must treat them as that. And I have been out here, my brother. So I came here to explain to them what our vision is, but also to invite them to have their voices heard, not in the two tribes, but you are one tribe in the diaspora. You are Grenadians to be part of the development process. If you have your little groups and your little parties, that's fine. But mostly, look at how the Indians use their diaspora. Well, don't talk about the Israeli diaspora. Jesus, they run the most powerful country in the world. I'm saying that we need, and not only to exercise our power in relation to development in Grenada, but to campaign in your places, like in Canada, in New York, in London, so that the people you elect to local councils or whatever you have, they remember Grenada, and they do what they can to help our development. So there's a lot we can do. And I know, I see Delbert sitting up. I know Delbert has been an advocate of that, and I know he can say a lot.
I know, before Delbert go to that, I want to ask a question. I believe for last. Let's get Delbert go first. Go ahead, Delbert. I will leave for after that.
So you form the next government. I'm a country boy. I'm St. Patrick's hardcore. Okay? I grew up in a very religious St. Patrick. Okay? And whenever I do this now, I'm saddened by what I see. Not just in St. Patrick's, but the rural community. And the reality is that once you get out of your constituency and parts of South St. George, everywhere else in Grenada is big.
Is
Okay?
what?
It's part of the rural community. How do we, what do your government, the government that you lead, do immediately to infuse some economic vitality, economic, to get the economic engine in the rural community going? I'm very concerned about that.
No, I mean, first of all, I'll be listening to people like you. Because I want to ask you the same question, what should we do? Because as I said, I don't come to you prescribing to you what you need. What did you say when you started? You are a child of the rural constituency and you're passionate about it. So I have ideas for agricultural development, manufacturing, added value in the rural communities, finding more tourism projects in the rural communities, fixing access to education for people in rural communities. One of the biggest issues. I mean, all of the talent, not all, but a lot of the talent in St. Andrews has left St. Andrews. When I come to Toronto, I know Toronto is a place where I meet many people from St. Andrews who have left the country and so on. So we need to reverse that trend. But certainly, first, we need to engage the rural community, and every government has come with rural development projects. But I think the key to it is to ensure that there is economic vitality in the rural communities through added value on agriculture, but also expanding the tourism product, as they call it, into the rural areas. But I'd love to hear your views, Delbert, because that is what we're there to do. And I know you have all ideas on that.
I'll save my ideas on that now. But yes, and I'm glad you touched on as part of, because a lot of times people who look at development, they look at it in isolation of education. Okay? My friend, I'm sure you're some of your Grant, made that point to me a few years ago. He said that in his opinion, the most lasting effect of the revolution was that it created the new Brazilian middle class. And I had never thought about it before. So I really knew it was going back, but I wanted to be sure. So I asked him to explain that a little further. And he said, come on, man, with all of the university in education. So we cannot look at development in isolation of the investment that we make in education and health. Because even if you have the most brilliant idea and you have the skills and kids sick and they're not married, they're not going to get anything. So you have to tie those things as part of an overall development. But how do we do? Should we get to a system where at high school we cannot do maybe at high school? But when we high school, okay, my daughter already in now.
Check your mic, Delbert. I get the kind of muffled.
Yeah, it gets in a bit.
Yeah.
No, I was saying that I have a young daughter already in the graduation in art school right now. And we, myself and my mom, wanted more than we had gotten for ourselves. So we made that investment in it. All right? It's taken up. How do we do that for the community? I know you spoke about the getting people involved in the daily. How do they participate in the daily affairs of the country? But you know as well as I do that it takes leadership, okay? And it's always the 1, 2, or 10 or 15 people to come together among common ideas, common goals, common purposes, to work towards that, to work towards what we're talking about, that sort of better Grenada, that sort of clearer, more just, more economically powerful society. Would going back to a situation where we create these high schools of excellence? So I saw a model in Southern Virginia where there was this high school that collaborated with the business community and the junior college. So that students who went to that high school in their second year, in the US it's a 4-year period. So in year 2, so when they became junior, they were put in advanced classes. So when they graduate from high school, they graduate with the high school degree and the associate degree. So it lessened the expense on the parents of the that 20 years to college. And for a program, that makes a big difference. How would something like that help transform life for people in the rural community? And in particular, when it comes to the skills gap that exists.
Yeah, we have said that we need to do an audit of all the skills, the skilled people, the things that they have ambitions to achieve, and what the economy needs. Because here's what, Delbert, if you know, a lot of the trained persons in the past, people like yourself and others from St. Andrews, a lot of them live in Toronto, as I say, in New York. We train people to lead.
Yeah.
Because while we train them, we don't have the infrastructure or the ability to absorb their skills into the local economy. Two things. One, we need to ensure that the training we need is provided. In other words, as I said earlier, when China decided that we're going to develop rapidly, they needed engineers. They developed a plan to train thousands of engineers because that is what they figured. So we need to do this skills reset that we spoke about to identify it and plan it. One of the difficulties in our society is we hate planning. We like is by giver. You want to study something, you do it. But we have to find ways to train people for what is needed. Secondly, only a portion of those people who are trained will get jobs. A portion of them want to set up their businesses. I believe that there is a problem with getting capital for doing businesses in Grenada. The banks are absolutely risk averse. You're going to buy a bus or a car, you get the money, you could walk out the bank with a car or a bus. You go to tell them you want to establish a business, you want to do something in the poultry sector or in the in the fishery sector or in the digital sector that young people like, and you're going to go through the hoops to try to get it because they are risk averse. Now, I understand. Banks are businesses and they want to make sure their money is not too much at risk. But this is where the state comes in. And I know GDP was expected to be that, but the GDP is getting nearly as risk averse as the commercial banks. So while we do the training, we need to make sure that people like yourself can come to Grenada, get capital, and set up a business to employ people. And the truth is, you don't have to be in Grenada. You don't have to be in any place to run a business in those places. So we need to train people, I agree. And another proposal we made is that people 35 years and under, leaving school, we'll give a grant to establish, to buy a house, and it's a family, you get $50,000 to build a. Why? That helps build generational wealth. If your family, you Delbert at 35, you got married, you have a house, you have the capacity to get a house, that house will be used by you to get capital to send your kids to school. You will pay off the mortgage, you will refinance, those kids will go off to school, the house becomes a source of capital and development within your family. I mean, that is how my father and mother, my father grew up poor, he never went to university, but he insisted that his kids will all go to university. My mother was a public servant from the day she left school till she retired as cabinet secretary about 50 years after. So they bought a house, And they started from there. They used the house for capital development in the family. So these things, we need to create wealth for our young people and help them to develop families, and so that they can develop families and other kids who go on to university get training. And of course, a large amount of Grenadians will leave Grenada. And I'm not opposed to them leaving, because remittances is a large part of our GDP also. So these are things that we need to sit down and plan, not let them happen as they've been happening accidentally, as part of the planned development. So we know we need X amount of engineers, we need X amount of agriculturists. We plan them in the rural communities, wealth is generated, and we go from there.
I'm hearing a kind of central planning kind of a mindset here. Is this something that you're looking at?
Well, you know, people talk about central planning as if it was bad.
No,
I'm just making a point. Yes. I'm making a point. I understand what you say. We need a planning ministry, because all societies are planned. Some of them are planned by businesses, some of them are planned by government. But we need planning, because what we need to do is to figure out what are the major pillars of our economy and enhance those pillars. I mean, I've heard time and time again, agriculture is a pillar, and I'm not sure we treat it as a pillar. So we need to ensure that it is treated as a pillar. So yes, we need more planning. And some people believe planning talks about, you know, you're going back to these, but you know, small societies like ours, you know, the state has a critical role. Healthcare in Grenada cannot be fully privatized, because you know, we can't pay as individual members of society for some of the health we receive. So that is why we're trying to develop the national health insurance. We need to plan in agriculture. They need a lot of state intervention to establish infrastructure. So yes, Canada is a bit of an example in some areas of Canada. But yes, we need central planning for the economy, but we need a very vibrant private sector that operates within the confines of the major economic pillars. So we encourage, through taxation and other state policies, encouragement in certain sectors. So for example, if you're going into agriculture, and agriculture is seen as a major pillar, then encouragement is given through taxation and other state instruments to ensure that agriculture is enhanced. And the rural economy, as Delbert correctly said.
So you talk about capital for businesses, something, you know, that I kind of understand. Would a government that will lead, for example, say, we have a budget that's what generally 1.2 between 1.2 and 1.4 billion dollars. Can the government put up a $50 million loan guarantee with the local funds from credit union and say, we are going to back young people getting into business with this money, alongside with providing them with the training? Because what I have found in my travel is that you have a lot of brilliant young people with some remarkable ideas, but they don't have all the tools. And I'm not just talking about the financial, the capital. I'm talking about management tools. I'm talking about people skills. I'm talking about the ability to organize people around their interests or community to be taught. So you might think you're the best barber in the style, but there's also 2 or 3 that are good barbers. So is that the best business to go in? You know, how would you help? Because like you said, the banks are listed first. So if the banks know that the government will sort of backstop this loan, okay, would there be more time to invest in young people? And listen, I'm troubled. Why do they understand the need to invest in our young people and new ideas for people. And like you said, if you go to our best, we come out with new things. If we come up with another idea that will be interesting to another, you know, they instantly say, instantly. So
I mean,
how do we solve that? Because like you say, government has a critical role. So how do we solve that? Is that an idea or is something else that we can do?
yeah, no, you hit a button there because in this, you know, we need to start training our young people how to do businesses at an earlier age.
Yes.
In other words, in our schools, we must start we have a
Peter get lose connection there. I think Peter got internet shock.
Yeah.
We have much time again, but I want to ask Toro. I mean, Peter might be listening still. If any other question you have for our Peter David Lincoln.
Peter should reset.
Yeah, you're muted, Toro.
Not really a question, but I think as we discuss the next lecture, I mean, there's a narrative that I don't fully agree with that NMP will disappear. You don't think I want them to disappear.
Yeah.
The second thing is, though, while they're talking about who may lose vote in the movement, I think critical to the next lecture with the NMP is the role that Keepmaker plays.
Yeah.
Whether he keeps a low profile or whether he stays out altogether. Because to me, there's a whole bunch of voters who vote for NDC. They're not NDC, but they hate Keith. Let's be frank, they hate Keith. So if Keith not in the mix, we don't know where these voters will go. I'm telling you, people may disagree with me, but there are a lot of people who vote against NDC because they hate Keith. Just like we are here to hear. So this group of voters, if Keith is not there, we don't know where they vote or whether they'll stay home. Just my comment I want to make.
Okay, pull Peter back inside. Yeah. Yes. So,
sorry about that. The other device I was on was battery died on it. Okay. Technology caught up in me.
Yeah.
I don't have my grandson around me today.
Yeah.
I know how that feels. I know how that feels.
Yeah, I was answering Delbert's question.
Yes.
And it is my view that the capital investment that we need should be enhanced by the government. I think you're absolutely right. There's an echo. Is there an echo? Or is it just me?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me clearly?
Yeah,
we're hearing.
Yeah.
Right. And yes, Delbert, I think we need to train our young people because one of the things the bank is saying, and I guess it's a result as a result of the inability of many people to do their businesses effectively. So we need to not only provide capital, but provide training for businesses. And I think the banks and the whatever lending institutions, the credit unions, I think they are very powerful tools these days. Credit unions have really been doing a lot of fantastic work in the last few years. If we can get the credit unions involved too, that we train the people and we find ways to mitigate, is the word, the risk that comes in. But without that, because banks are at the core, and when I say banks, I include all financial institutions like credit unions and so on. They are at the core of what is needed to enhance economic development. You know, as I said to this in the speech I gave, poverty is not only bad for people, it's bad for business.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's bad for business. When you have people, but businesses cannot thrive in a country where you have so much poverty. So it is in the interest of the business community to ensure that we establish a mechanism to have more people having money in their hands. You're saying, Delbert?
No, I mean that thing about poverty being bad for business. I don't know why so many of our people don't understand that. But listen, I have a lot more questions, but I'm gonna close off with where I'm gonna ask you to comment really on two things. One, um, uh, we cannot develop if we don't find some kind of if we don't fix the transportation problem in Grenada. So I want you to comment on that. And then my final thing is I want you to comment on you clearly. I mean, there are people who are going to disagree with that, and I might lose a couple more followers, but you are one of our most distinguished and accomplished foreign ministers in the history of Grenada. And I know it is a space that you really do understand and that you enjoy operating in because you know how to use it to bring benefits to Grenada. So I want you to comment not so much on the question of, what's happening in the Caribbean now with this crazy person in my adopted homeland, but the whole global space right now and how small countries like Grenada is going to be able to navigate what's happening. Because there are a lot of opportunities out there if we know how to do it. And one of the things that I'm concerned about is that too many times we have people in positions who don't know the outside world. I remember a friend of mine from Ghana joked with me a couple of years ago, and he said he was tired of politics in Ghana, and he said that he was never going to vote for anybody for president again who had not lived outside of the country for a good period of time. Because when that happens, we seem to have people who come with a different vision and can look for solution outside of our geographic borders. So I want you to comment on the current global situation with what's happening in the United States, in the Caribbean. How do we as a small nation look at models from around the world for countries who are similar to us? Not many are in terms of size, but in terms of orientation, there are quite a few. And how do we try to emulate what they have done and done well and bring it to Grenada where we can bring more benefits to our people?
Yeah, two fundamentally very important questions. Transportation, that has been I visited Singapore years ago and I saw how Singapore treated transportation as a pillar. And I've said it in our parliament. Transportation is a pillar. Imagine, I don't know when last you've been to Grenada. Imagine if all the buses in Grenada stopped running on a Monday morning, how it will impact our economy.
Yeah.
People can't get to work, kids can't get to school, the country grinds to a halt, money stops circulating, businesses scream. And that is what is happening now, because with the level of chaos in the transportation sector, with the unavailability
Yeah.
of adequate, efficient, and timely transportation, we are going to be seriously impacted. If you calculate the amount of productive hours that is lost by people not being able to move from point A to point B in a timely manner, we will be amazed at what turns out to be the negative economic impact of our transportation system. So I have urged, and I've said this publicly, I've said it in Parliament, that transportation be treated as a pillar of our economy. Because if people, workers and farmers and business persons can't move from point A to point B, they might as well abandon the idea of economic development. So yes, we need to look at it. We need to do a partnership between public and private transportation. People when they live in New York, Delbert, you know it, they know they can go out on the bus stop at 7:16 or 7:17 and a bus will be there. So they can leave home, and you can leave home with your briefcase and your suit and tie and sit comfortably in a bus and read your newspaper on the way
Yes.
to work.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's good for the environment.
All right, folks. We lost Peter again, but it is one of the things that often happen. Transportation is a key sector that need to be looked into. I think there is.
You hearing?
But yeah.
It's yeah. What happened? The phone rang. I had to switch to my phone, so it might be a bit challenging. But
we have much time again. That's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's good to Delbert. You're absolutely correct. Transportation must be given the place it deserves and needs to be in terms of the pillars of our economy. I always tell the bus driver clients that I have, they don't know their power because if they stop running on a day, if they decide they are shutting things down, there goes our economy. So yes, so we need a public-private partnership, but we need to have a good perspective on transportation as we need to do with all other sectors of our economy and so on. With foreign policy, you're absolutely correct again, Delbert. We as small island states have serious challenges. We are not big players, and we need to figure out how do we maneuver through all of these challenges to get to a place where we are recipients of what we need for development. But additionally, we need to understand what the world needs from us. Because we are not only recipients, we are one of the independent states, members of the UN, who must interact with the world and know what the world needs from us. Sometimes we overestimate our capacity, sometimes we underestimate our capacity. One of the problems we've had in Grenada and throughout the Caribbean is establishing a good foreign policy perspective. How does foreign policy, like transportation, fit into development? What alignments do we have to have? As I said in the last speech I gave, we are friends of all but satellites of none. Yeah. You know, I remember, and I'll give this example. When I was a foreign minister, first foreign minister, a young foreign minister, meaning I didn't know much, we had the crisis in 2008, 2009, where we had energy challenges. When we decided, and I as foreign minister decided to pivot to Venezuela and have developed good relations with Venezuela, President Chavez at the time, I met with the Deputy Secretary of State Clinton's deputy at the Waldorf Astoria in Manhattan, at the hotel, to indicate to them this is where we're going because we are friends of the United States and friends of Venezuela. You need to understand that you need to have these relations. So I sat with him and I explained to him the reasons why we were doing that, and he gave me his perspective. But we left there, both of us understanding where we are, and both of us having a clear understanding that that we remain good friends.
Yeah.
But Grenada has interest, not only friends. We also have interest.
Yes.
The U.S. has interest. Venezuela has interest. Cuba has interest. So we have to maneuver a foreign policy perspective, but we need a professional foreign service where the people in the foreign service are not simply there for 5 years and then they get kicked out and go on and they have no experience. We need a professional foreign service where we develop, as we do with transportation and the housing and all of the other things, a perspective of how does our foreign policy fit in, as you correctly stated, to our national development needs and perspectives. And that is something, you see, while we are a small country, we must act as if we are a nation with interest and ways in which we can use, because the potential is there, Delbert. We have Grenadians all over the world within the United Nations network. I'm sure if you go to Ghana, you'll meet some Grenadian working in Ghana.
Oh, of course.
Some important.
Of course.
And this is where the diaspora comes in.
Yeah.
So, Delbert, I'm saying that if we sit and look at all of these things, and you raise a critical point, we need to deal with how does small island developing states maneuver this complex world where we have the BRICS countries developing, Brazil, Russia, India, China, these countries developing. You have, as you say, within your where you currently reside, there are lots of challenges. How do we deal with that? I found, as foreign minister, you have to say to people, listen, we are your friend, but here is what we need to do to ensure that our people, because that is our interest, our people survive.
I did that in 2009, and I did it again recently, the issue you mentioned with Venezuela and the US. I say, listen, we should stay away because when big countries rumble, we as the small mice, we have to run out of town because we're going to get crushed. And we learned the lesson the hard way. And so that is my view, Delbert. But you're absolutely correct. Those two things are critical in our national development. And I want to say I have to rush off in a few minutes.
Yes.
As does everybody here. But it's a pleasure. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, it was a pleasure having you here. I just want to thank you so much because there's so many questions to ask you because some of the things have been said and heard about. But I'm happy that you're here today and we'll be able to answer a lot of our questions and able to explain yourself eloquently to us. I hope that our viewers listening on thereafter will get a better perspective on what the movement is about and able to make a more intelligent decision as to what they're going to do when election time comes. I'm hoping that tonight meeting will have a great turnout. People come out to hear what you have to say to them as Grenadians living out here and how they could help and how you could help make the 16th constituency a more productive one in terms of Grenada and how we can proceed collectively. As a people.
I want to thank you and thank the host, but I want to thank you not only for having this show, but bringing on my good friend Delbert, who when we meet, I mean, it's been years of back and forth arguments, disagreements, and we've had disagreements, we've had agreements, but we've always both had the perspective of Grenada foremost on our agenda, and I look forward to having further discussions. And you don't have to wait until I come to Toronto.
No. Actually, I've been trying to reach you a long time ago. I've been trying for years to get to you.
Well, the stars have aligned to have
aligned, yes.
Peter, you just make Delbert tear up his party card, you know.
You mean the Republican Party?
I guess you had two cards. You had two cards.
One yes and one Grenada.
Them guys like to tease me. They like to tease me. I'm not no card carrying member any party. I'm an analyst. I know.
But comrade, every Saturday morning we here from 10 o'clock until 1 o'clock. Every morning, every Saturday morning, you call Caribbean Connection. So you're free to come back on the tours here in this moment from time to time as well. Margaret Francis, you know Margaret Francis. She normally on the show in the morning with us as well. So you're no longer a stranger. Now you can always use us, ask us to whenever you want to talk about anything that you're doing, whatever happening, and we could call upon you to share wherever you're going, what your vision and mission is in the future. So we welcome you back.
Thank you.
For next time. Thank you, so feel free. And Derek is here, and he said they're going to be here more often soon, right?
Who said that?
But I guess Peter is probably see you as a new foreign union ambassador. Back in Toronto. So
I just want to thank you and Delbert. I mean, it was a really good conversation.
It was. It really was.
A very good conversation, and it's something we have to continue having more conversations. And I see you have on your banner the People's Democratic Movement is Democratic People's
Movement. Okay.
DPM. But I want to thank you, and as you said, we're not far from you. We should always engage and have a conversation so people can understand where we are in the development of Grenada. But thanks a lot, man. It's always
no problem, comrade. Anytime. This was a good conversation.
It was.
Yes. I want to thank Toro again. Before we close remarks from Toro, but I want to thank you very much again too for making that deal happen today. Thank you, Mr. Lincoln Deputy. Yes.
Yeah.
Any closing remarks from you?
Yeah, well, I mean, this discussion, as far as I've always tell people that the things I did before in terms of politics and the partisanship, I'm too old for that now. My aim is to, seriously, I mean, and just attacking people for attacking sake and condemning people, I'm not into that. Yeah. I listen to every side. I'm not saying don't take part in politics. When time to vote, you vote for whoever you want. But I think there needs to be a time when you just put Grenada ahead of everything. And the idea of being sometimes patriot. You're patriotic because your favorite party is in government or your favorite leader is. I mean, that doesn't work. That can't build a country. You either love Grenada and you support it, or you don't. I mean, you can't do that sometime, and so I'll engage in any conversation, any endeavors that is aimed to build up Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pedro, I would just close by saying, I know you're busy, but take a few minutes to examine what's going on in New York City in terms of the election of the new mayor and the way he approached his campaign, the way he approached people. I mean, you have the happy warrior thing down, so the other thing. But his win is very instructive for those of us who see ourselves as progressive.
Yeah.
There's some important lessons to look. I mean, look, the guy went into the White House yesterday and he basically had Trump ready to become a democratic socialist.
He owned the show, man. He owned the show.
He owned it.
He came from 1%.
Yes.
By the way, one of our friends was the first person who identified him to us. Snowy was Snowy.
Yeah. Okay.
So he told me, pay attention to this guy. Pay attention to him.
Dr. Felix. Dr. Felix.
Dr. Felix, yes.
Snow picked him out early.
Yeah. All right. So again, it has been a plum pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to have all of you here today. So I want to thank you guys again for being here, and I'll see you guys this evening.
All right, gentlemen.
5 minutes away from me.
Thank you,
so yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much. Yes. One love. Yeah. All right.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes, links. Yeah, man.
Some people say Grenada is like a dot over an I. But I say we're little and we Talawa. It's the island, it's the spices, it's my birthplace. It's the land and strength of our people. It's the mountains, it's the ocean and the beaches. Waterfalls, coconut, nutmeg, bananas. Leapers Hill, Grand and Speech, Granite, Welcome Rock.
waiting for someone else to act.
So in harmony, let's sing song. Unity can work. I have seen it work. When the future beckons, there are opportunities. Together we strive, our hearts intertwine, and later a home of beautified.
When you look around a room like this and realize that we are the change. We are the change. We are the change. We are the change. And tonight, the movement announces itself to Grenada. And together, we step forward. Together, we move forward. Welcome, Grenada. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the movement.
When we hit the road, know that orange is the code. And as we seek to build our future, we have to stand together. Raise your voice all over Grenada. Tell the people we move together.
It will take faith, cooperation, and leadership that serves the people, not self. The youth of this nation, they are not a problem to be solved, but they are part of the solution.
We lift each other up hand in hand. Each star reminds us that we stand. For every step forward, we break the chain. With love in our hearts, we'll ring the chain.
This movement belongs to you. You shaped it. You own it, and you will decide what we become. So here is what I ask. Not your vote, not yet any. Not your allegiance. That must be earned by us. We ask for your courage. And we know that it takes courage these days to get involved. We ask for your conviction, your willingness to build something that has never existed in Grenada before. They will say that it cannot be done. They will say that we are too small and it's too late. But we say, watch us, look at us. Better yet, we say, join us.
As we hit the road, know that orange is the code. And as we seek to build our future, we have to stick together. Raise your voice all over Grenada. Tell the people we move together.
May God bless you. Have a wonderful
Movements begin when ordinary people stop waiting for someone else to act.
A united people will always be strong. So in harmony, let's sing song. Unity can work. I have seen it work. When the future beckons, there are opportunities we reckon. Together we strive, our hearts intertwine. Grenada, a home of beauty to find.
When you look around a room like this and realize that we are the change. We are the change. We are the change. We are the change. And tonight, the movement announces itself to Grenada. And together, we step forward. Together, we move forward. Welcome, Grenada. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the movement.
When we hit the road, know that orange is the code. And as we seek to build our future, we have to stand together. Raise your voice all over Grenada. Tell the people we move together.
It will take faith, cooperation, and leadership that serves the people, not self. The youth of this nation, they are not a problem to be solved, but they are part of the solution to our problems.
We lift each other up, hand in hand. Each star reminds us that we stand. For every step forward, we break the chain. With love in our hearts, we'll ring the cane.
This movement belongs to you. You shaped it. You own it, and you will decide what we become. So here is what I ask. Not your vote, not yet anyway. Not your allegiance. That must be earned by us. We ask for your courage. And we know that it takes courage these days to get involved. We ask for your conviction, your willingness to build something that has never existed in Grenada before. They will say that it cannot be done. They will say that we are too small and it's too late. But we say, watch us, look at us. Better yet, we say, join us.
As we hit the road, know that orange is the code. And as we seek to build our future, we have to stick together. Raise your voice all over Grenada. Tell the people we move together.
May God bless you. Have a wonderful
Movements begin when ordinary people stop waiting for someone else to act.
A united people will always be strong. So in harmony, let's sing same song.
Unity can work. I have seen it work.
In the future beckons, there are opportunities we reckon. Together we strive, our hearts intertwined. Grenada, a home of freedom to find.
When you look around a room like this and realize that we are the change. We are the change. We are the change. We are the change. And tonight, the movement announces itself to Grenada. And together, we step forward. Together, we move forward. Welcome, Grenada. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the movement.
When we hit the road, know that orange is the code. And as we seek to be.
Yes. Right. Okay. Turn up this machine here. All right, folks. I'm back. And this is Gemfm. I'm your host, the Sheriff. Yours truly, John Calliste. This concludes our show today. And I want to encourage you to stick by, listen to Gemfm. Our radio station aspect is still undergoing some technical difficulty. We're trying to restructure certain stuff here. So we on Facebook and on YouTube as John Calliste and Genesis Magazine. So go check us out there in the meantime and in twin time. However, don't forget those of you in Toronto this evening, 5 o'clock, right, at Legion Hall. That's those of you behind the Dollarama, right behind there. You can't miss it. It's at Dufferin and Eglinton. So come on out and join the movement out there to see what they have to say, hear what they have to say, and ask your questions. The minister, the Honourable Minister Peter David, is MP, is here. So among him, Derek Jane, former Consul General of Toronto, will be there as well. So we encourage you to come on out and ask your question as much as you can. All right, and not forgetting, tell you to get a copy of my book, The Power of Big Dreams. And yes, so you could get a copy of my book, The Power of Big Dreams, at my website, on my website, www.gemfm.ca. Go there and collect and get your copy. All right. Don't forget, those of you in Toronto also, the Greater Disaster Preparedness Toronto, for the Love of Nation Christmas Ham and Turkey Drive. It's that time of the year again. To place your order, you call Unison at 416-856-3663. Lorian at 647-890-4753. Maurice 647-456-3743. Jennifer 416-897-2301. Cathy at 437-772-9328. Wayne at 416-415-451. That's Wayne, 416-451-8605. Tornell 647-450-3287. And the Greater Disaster Preparedness, gdptor@gmail.com to place your order. Right? So they are taking orders until December 28th. So if you need your ham before that, turkey before that, if 28, that's the numbers you call. Also, proceed go towards our continued support to our Tri-Island state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. All right, coming up on the. So here you go. New Life Worship Center presents the Caribbean's Christmas dinner. Host Pastor Joy Jackson. Come celebrate Christmas with us on Saturday, December 6, 2025 at 5 p.m., 925A Western Road at York, Ontario. Food, music, fellowship. Admission is only $40. All right? Yes, so Christmas is still in the air. Join the Consul General of Grenada in Toronto and County Claus in donating toys for the children of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Stop by the Consul General office Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., 90 Eglinton Avenue East, Suite 605, Toronto, to drop off your donation. This toy drive starts November 12th to the 29th of November. All right, so feel free to drop your toys off there. We also have a barrel for toys at 610 Vaughan Road. That's 610 Vaughan Road. All right, the number to call for that is 416-275-9293. Okay. Hurricane Melissa's relief for Jamaica from Canada drop-off points, and that is happening as we speak. Here, Toronto, Jamaica Canadian Association, 995 Arrow Road. Those of you in Brampton, yeah, Honorable Charmaine Williams, 456 Vorden Street, East Brampton, City Hall of Brampton, 2 Wellington Street, West Brampton. They have Montreal, the Jamaica Association Montreal, at 4065 Rouge 1. Yes, Telon on Montreal. Yeah. London, Jamaica, London Ontario Association, Ari Market, 1050 Kips Lane, and Wian Community Centre, 150 Dundas Street. Okay, New Market, and again, those are the New Market. Palomino Garden Law, 130 Davis Drive, Unit 332C, New Market. Ajax, the O Spot, 362 Kingston Road, West, Unit 5, Ajax, and Malton, New Haven Funeral Center, 7025 Legion Road, Mississauga. Windsor, Organization for Economic Development and Diplomacy, 3290 Jefferson Boulevard in Windsor. Other provinces, contact your honorary council or local Jamaican Community Association. Drop-off time Monday to Friday. I can't feel it in the bottom here, but about 9 to 5 as well. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, it has been a pleasant pleasure as well as a privilege being here with you today. And again, I want to encourage you to get a copy of my book, The Power of Big Dreams. You can pick up a copy at my website at www.gemfm.ca. All right. So much love, happy, everything to you. And this is Baron. Yeah.
Joyful and
This is CARIBBEN.